Have you ever wondered why some prayers seem to achieve the impossible, like literally move mountains, while others just feel like they disappear into thin air? Today, we're going to dive into a really profound idea that tries to answer that exact question. And let me tell you, the answer might not be what you think. I mean, it's a question we've all asked ourselves at some point, right? You pray with everything you've got for something you desperately need or want, but nothing happens. It can be really confusing, even disheartening. So, what is actually going on there? We've all seen things like this. These prescribed formulas that tell you if you just say the right words, the right number of times, boom, you'll get what you want. But, maybe you've tried it. I know I have. And it just didn't work. So, are the prayers themselves wrong? Well, the source material we're looking at suggests the problem isn't the prayer at all. It's something else entirely. Okay, to really get this, let's reframe the whole problem. Let's stop thinking about magic spells for a second. Instead, think of a really powerful prayer as a high-performance machine, something like a top-of-the-line supercar. This slide just lays it out so clearly. A supercar is capable of doing incredible things, right? But only if all the conditions are perfect. You can have the most powerful engine in the world, but if you put water in the gas tank or try to drive on bicycle tires, it's completely useless. Well, the same principle applies here. A prayer needs the right fuel, a sincere heart, the right environment, and, this is the big one, a skilled driver behind the wheel. And this is the central idea right here. The prayer itself might have all this immense, inherent power, but its effectiveness depends entirely on the person who's praying. It's about the state of their heart, their actions, their sincerity. The driver matters just as much as the car does. So let's look at a case study from history that takes this idea to its absolute extreme. We're talking about the story of the prophet Yunus. You might also know him as Jonah, and a prayer he made from a truly impossible situation. So the story goes that the prophet Yunus gets frustrated with his people and he just leaves without being told to. He gets on a ship, and of course, a massive storm hits. They decide they need to throw someone overboard to calm the sea, and they draw lots. 3 times they draw, and 3 times his name comes up. So into the stormy sea he goes. Just try to put yourself in that moment. Imagine it. You're in a raging ocean in the dead of night. It's dark, it's chaotic. There's no lifeboat, no rescue helicopter on the way. There is zero hope of being saved by any worldly means. Every single door has been slammed shut. And just when you think it absolutely cannot get any worse, it does. He gets swallowed whole by a giant fish. So now he's in the belly of a fish, in the depths of the ocean, in the pitch black of night. It's literally a prison, inside another prison. Escape is physically impossible. Now, it's from this place of absolute total despair that he makes a prayer. But this isn't just any prayer. I want you to listen really, really closely to the words he actually says. He says, "There is no deity except you. Exalted are you. Indeed, I have been of the wrongdoers." Just let that sink in for a second. He's praising God, and he's admitting that he messed up. So here's the crucial question. In the single most desperate situation you could possibly imagine, when he's facing certain death and has every reason to beg for help, what is completely missing from his prayer? He doesn't ask for a single thing. Not, "God, get me out of here." Not, "Please save me from this fish." Nothing. At the one moment where you and I would be making a list of demands, he simply affirms his faith and takes responsibility for his actions. So why? This is the secret we're about to unlock. To really understand why that prayer was so powerful, we need to get our heads around a concept from the source material called asbab, which translates to the veil of causes. Okay, so asbab basically refers to the whole system of cause and effect we live in. The doctor that heals us, the money that buys our food, the friends who help us out. These are all the worldly means we rely on every single day. But the argument is that these very things can become a kind of curtain, a veil, that actually blocks our view of the ultimate power behind it all. And you can see how this plays out in our own lives, right? We pray for help, but what we're really thinking about is that bank loan coming through. We pray for healing, but our real faith is in the surgeon's skill. We're asking one power for help, but we're putting our ultimate trust in the means he created, not in the creator of those means. Our prayers are veiled. Now, let's go back to Yunus. In the belly of that fish, were there any causes he could rely on? Could a doctor get to him? A banker? A friend? Could any power on earth reach him? No way. Every single worldly cause was useless. The curtain was completely, totally ripped away. All that was left was a direct, unfiltered line to the source of all power.
So, what does this mean for us? Living in a world where we are surrounded by causes and means for literally everything.
The lesson here is pretty powerful. When the prayer is direct, when it bypasses that veil of causes and goes straight to the creator of all causes, the response is just as direct and just as immediate. It's about learning to see past the tools to the hand that's actually wielding them.
And the response for Yunus was nothing short of miraculous. The very things that were his prison became his salvation. The fish that swallowed him, it became a vehicle, like a protective submarine. The raging sea that was supposed to drown him, it became a calm, safe plane for him to travel on. And the pitch-black night was lit up by the moon, which basically became a lamp to guide him home. So what's the big takeaway here? It's about training ourselves to look behind the curtain, to use all the means we have, go to the doctor, work hard for our money, but to know deep down with total certainty that the real power to heal or to provide isn't in the cause itself, but in the single ultimate source that created it in the first place. And maybe that's the real shift in mindset this whole story is pointing to. Instead of putting our ultimate faith in all these temporary causes and effects, it's about making a conscious choice to place our trust, completely unveiled and direct, in the one who controls all the outcomes. It's a powerful thought to end on, isn't it?